Good day, all. I'm in Sandwich again, and today we're at Off the Grid, which is a series of food trucks, and also this is the Gustav Stickley House Hillport, which was built in 1911. I think around 2016, the local artist carver Doug Amidon bought it and opened the Hillport Gallery. And today it's actually run from the people who own the Off the Grid food trucks, which also is an interesting story. They came back and I think they purchased it, and they've turned it back into a gallery, and it's also a bar and restaurant. But their story is interesting because they were in St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then after the horrible storm a few years back, they came to the Cape and basically took their off-the-grid big food truck and brought their, the owner is originally from Sandwich, Mass. So he basically moved his sort of artist colony style life he had in St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, to here, back in Sandwich. And so we're lucky to have he and a few other food trucks in this area. And then we have the Hillport House, which, as I said, is a Gustav Stickley house, now turned still into a gallery, and also as a bar and restaurant. Now, they're not open right now, but the nice woman who runs the Sipjack coffee food truck that I really like to go to, she's actually going to unlock the door for me, so I'm just going to pop in quickly. I won't be able to get up to the gallery on this trip just because they're doing some work up there, but I'll come back another time for that. I just figured I was stopping to get coffee at Sipjack, and I thought, well, I might as well hop in and show you the inside. I'm not sure if many know, but Gustav Stickley was an American, and he was highly influenced by the arts and crafts movement in England. And one of his famous chairs, which he called the Morris chair, actually my mother-in-law has one in her kitchen, it looks something like this, was named after William Morris because he was so influenced by the arts and craft movement, of which William Morris obviously was quite an amazing person. Actually, the William Morris house in England is a great place. If I ever make it back over there, that would be a fun video. But this is the inside. Now, obviously, it's a restaurant, but you can see the windows are adorned with lovely sandwich glass, and you can see some of Doug Amidon's famous carvings. He has the cigar store Indians. He's done a lot of carvings for New England. In fact, he redid the, I should get a video of that at some point when I'm down in the Sandwich Harbor. He redid the coat of arms for the town, and so he's just a famous woodcarver of the area, and some of his work is obviously still in here. What I like about this arts and craft house is this fireplace here with the fieldstone. It makes me think of, at Bunny Hall, we have a big fieldstone fireplace like this. However, we don't call it a fieldstone because it's actually built from the stones from the beach, but it has that similar look. But you can see this carving, all Doug Amidon's. And then upstairs, which they were working, so I didn't want to bother them because they're not technically open. They were just kind enough to let me in. But they're working on things up there, so I'll come back another day to show more of the gallery space. But I just wanted to show the interiors with the deep wood, the carvings. And as I said, this house was built in 1911 for the Cape Cod Canal's chief engineer. And, they started digging the canal in 1909. And I think they had the first railroad bridge in 1910. They had the Sagamore and Bourne bridges done by 1911 and 1913. But the bridges we currently have today are from the 1930s. But that's just some interesting, I should do a video about the canal one day. But here, if you can see, I'm looking down on Tupper Road, which runs parallel with historic Route 6A, which is where my cottage is located, which would be behind us. Looking forward there, you could, if you walk down that road, you would get down to the seaside and the Sandwich Harbor. And then, of course, out in the garden where we just walked through before we came into the house is where the food trucks are, and the main food truck being Off the Grid. And as I mentioned, they used to be in the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, but I think it was Hurricane Irma in 2017 kind of destroyed all that stuff. And the owner was originally from Sandwich, so he kind of moved his whole little artist colony food truck thing back to here and happened to end up here in the garden of the Hillport House. So it's just kind of an interesting little story and a great place to come and get delicious island food in the summertime. And you can see, again, more of the details of the old wood, and the light fixtures are very much influenced by the arts and crafts when this was a home. Well, as I said, I'll probably bring us back here another time. Maybe I'll even stop and we can come and get a drink in the summertime, depending on what transpires this summer. But just wanted to give you a little view of this interesting old house. I will most like bring us back here in the summer perhaps, but let's go out onto the nice warm back deck where in a few weeks it'll be filled with tourists and dinner goers. Look at this fun old wheelchair, and of course this is probably from the Sandwich Marina, that sign about boats. But the architectural style itself is very arts and crafts. You can see the little built out there, and see the large overhang and the rafters exposed. That's always a very American arts and crafts style with a little bit of detail there. And then as you come back further, you can see that's where the house sets, and there's this sweet little shack which does soft tacos, street tacos. And over here again you see the house, and then to the right is the big school bus food truck. And then next to that is the Sipjack Coffee. And I think Sipjack is named because a slipjack is both a type of sailboat as well as a tuna that's fished locally. And before I head out, another yummy thing to get at the Sipjack Coffee food truck is the British-style crumpets. And we are New England, but there's still always a bit of Old England left in us. Well, thank you for joining me for today's short little vlog. And I hope if you're in the area, you stop by and get a coffee at Sipjack, or go to the Hilltop Gallery, or have some delicious foods at the food trucks at Off the Grid here in Sandwich. And I hope if you find a moment in your day to head out to your own village or city and find the fun, interesting things in your area. It's always fun to play tourist in your own town. So until my next video, remember to stay creative. Until then, cheers.